What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Gearhead Guy Garage. All right, so today we're gonna go ahead and tackle that wall. We're gonna do the cabinets, and hopefully we have time to do the. Well, actually, first we're gonna get started on the workbench. Then we'll go ahead and move up to the cabinets. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, I went ahead and cut my both my horizontal supports and nailed them into every single stud. I also went ahead and marked where every single stud is, and I'm gonna go ahead and add a vertical support. Now, I know I don't need to have this much support, especially since these are being nailed directly to the drywall. I'm sorry, directly to the studs. But you know what? You can never have too much support. Okay, so this line right here that you see right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this line right here is at 36 inches from the floor. That's going to be the top of my workbench. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, what I went ahead and did is I went ahead and added my horizontal supports 1.5 inches from this line. And the reason why I did that is because I'm going to use 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, double stacked. So that'll bring me, that right there is 1.5 inches, so that'll bring me to my total height of 36 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and install all my vertical supports right now, and then we'll go ahead and start building the cabinets outward. All right, guys, so here's an update on the lower cabinets. Unfortunately, I thought I hit the record button and I didn't, so a lot of the work went undocumented. But I'll give you guys an up close on what I did right here. So let me get this out of the way. All right, so pretty much what I did, I just let me see here. Oh, yeah, so on the last video we had everything that was up against the wall already framed, and we're gonna go ahead and build out. So I just went ahead and added those horizontal supports right there, and then I did the same thing with the bottom, and then added my horizontal pieces right here. Then I went ahead and added all these gussets right here, and that's just help hold everything square. The bottom, I don't think it's gonna need it, especially once I put the plywood floor in there. I don't think it's gonna need it. Now, the only thing that I have to do to the bottom is I need to go ahead and cut that 2x4 to length to add in the center support, and then do the same thing with the top, and then add in a 2x4 or a 2x6 right here. It's gonna go vertical. And that's to divide the doors. So once that's done, all I got to do is just throw on my sheets of plywood, which I am thinking what I'm going to do now is probably use 1 sheet of plywood, and then the top sheet will probably be 3/4 MDF, just to because it's a lot smoother. And I was thinking first of wrapping the whole thing in plywood, but I'm thinking more towards MDF, maybe like a 1/2 inch MDF, only because it'll give it that cleaner look, especially when I go to paint it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this one now. I'll be sure and document it, and then I'll show you guys how that one came out. All right. All right, guys, just finished adding my 2 horizontal reinforcements right there. Got one right there, one right there. I'm not gonna go ahead and install this one in just yet, only because once I put the once I start putting the MDF, I'll go ahead and decide exactly how big the doors are gonna be, and then we'll go from there. And then another thing that I came across this what's supposed to be a 2x4, but it's not. That one right there, actually, it's a little taller than these ones over here. Or actually, it's a little bit wider than any of these ones over here. So it's actually sticking up a little bit. So if I go ahead and put a piece of plywood in there, it's not going to go ahead and sit flush. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is that once I get ready to cut my my floors right here, I'll just go ahead and notch that out. And I'm not going to completely notch it. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll just use my my router. I'm going to use my router, and then at whatever whatever I need to cut it based off that height, I'll just go ahead and just hog that out, and then I'll just go ahead and put it in there, and then this way it'll fit nice and tight in there. All right, guys. So all right, I'll go ahead and get started on this one, and then I'll show you guys how it comes out. All right, guys. So I just finished framing up the outer part of the cabinet. So it looks like all I got to do now is just go ahead and install all the gussets on all the corners. As you can see right now, it is slightly at a square. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, you see right there. So it has that gap. It's about probably like a quarter of an inch. But if you look at this side, see? Yeah, it's about like about a quarter, almost a quarter. So yeah, so that's all I got to do. So as soon as I get those gussets installed, it'll go ahead and square up the framing. And then all there's left is just to go ahead and install a wood right there on the back for support, so they can support the floor once I put it in. So it's gonna be one right there. I'll probably add 2, maybe 3 horizontal supports, only because this one's even longer. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably add more supports on this one. That one, I only used 1, but I used a 2x6. But this one right here, I'll probably be using 2. Or you know what, maybe, I got some 2x2. And I can actually use those. I'll probably use maybe 4 of those. That'll be plenty of support. And then once I get that done, I'll just go ahead and put the vertical supports for the front. This way I can, go ahead and determine where my doors are going to be. Okay, so all right, so let me go ahead and get that done so that you guys can see how it comes out. All right, guys, so on my gussets, just to show you guys how I do that, I pretty much just get, this right here is actually out of a 2x8. So essentially all I do is just go all the way down. There you go. Yeah. So all I do is just go all the way down to the corner. All right. Just make sure the bottom of your speed square is lined up with the bottom of the wood, the very, very corner. All right. And then just go ahead and scribe a line all the way to the top, and then that'll give you a perfect 90-degree angle. Then all you gotta do is just, I mean, you could cut it with a circular saw, but I use my table saw only because I can go in and control it and see exactly how I'm cutting it. So once I get my triangles, I go ahead and get my I go ahead and get my my pocket drill. And this actually came in a kit. I think I got it from Harbor Freight. Oh, actually, Here it is. Yeah, so it's used to make pocket holes. You know, you just pretty much just, yeah. So you just put your wood in there, clamp it down, and then you would use this, and you go ahead and set your depth with the collar, and then, you know, you go ahead and make pocket holes all day long, and they come out perfect. But today, we're gonna be doing something a little different. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is probably make the hole right around there. All right, I don't wanna make it too far in the end. I think right there is good enough. This way it grabs enough meat. And I would like to, I mean, it'd be easier to nail these in place, but when you drive nails on this part of the wood, it tends to split it. So that's why, you know, I just prefer to just do this and put screws in there. So let's see this. All right. Okay, that's fine. All right, there goes the other one. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Oh yeah, looks like it's hitting the eye. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. I hope it does not split, but we'll see. Alright, and then you can just go ahead and just repeat the process on all the rest of your gussets. Alright, and that's how I make my gussets. Alright, you guys, so I kind of messed up a little. So I was cutting all my bottom supports, the ones that were going to be going down there, and I didn't account for the wood that's in the back, the one that's supposed to go over here to give the back support. So the good news is that they're cut long, so I could always cut them short. I mean, I could always cut them again, and you know, they're still good. So I went ahead and cut this one by, I think it was a 1x6. I cut it down to the width of a 2x4. This way I don't have the problem that I have over there. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just measure here. It looks like we got exactly 7/8. All right. So all I have to do is just trim each one of these 7/8 of an inch, and we'll be good. Alright guys, so I just finished installing the backing plate. This time it was a lot easier. I should have done it this method when I was doing that one. Before installing the backing plate, I nailed all the bottom supports for the floor to it. This way everything went in, you know, in one shot as one whole unit. But oh well. So the only thing we have to do tonight is going to be putting the first layer of plywood. That's going to be 3/4 inch plywood. I am going to need to go to the hardware store tomorrow in the morning, so unfortunately I won't be able to put the final layer, which is going to be 3/4 inch MDF. So I got to go to the hardware store tomorrow, pick up the MDF, and probably some more screws because I'm already out. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how that comes out, And then tomorrow, hopefully we'll be able to finish up the cabinets and get them painted. All right, you guys, so again, thank you guys for tuning in to the Gearhead Guy Garage, and don't forget to like and subscribe.